There are occasions for Lord Yama to come down to earth living his heavenly abode, being in charge of justice ministry also in the Hindu pantheon of gods. It's not always that he sits in a seat and renders justice. There are times, occasions when he has to come down to earth. There was one such occasion when Lord Yan did descend down to the Earth's planet Earth along with his trusted deputy Chitragupta. So Chitra had all the statistics with him about the going ons in the earths, about the life process of when the soul has to come and when it has to depart. And with this armed with Chitragupta, I am descended down to the earths. What was the reason for him to come over? And of course, in a group of less than 25, little more than 20, had an occasion to hear them, and I was surprised that he had to come down to earth to investigate this matter. When he did refuse, Chitra bluntly put it to him that in case he doesn't go down to the earth, it would be the three Trinities, one of whom would descend down to earth and create a hell of problem for him. And that was the just one sentence which made Yam to come down to the earth and investigate. And of course, the reason being that an Andhra boy who had come before his time had ended on the planet Earth due to reason that he had taken to drugs. On the planet Earth, drug addiction has assumed enormous proportion, and it was taking away the lot of lives, the mental abilities, the physical abilities, cramping the physical abilities, miming the mental abilities. And this did not really concern Yam because so many other matters were going on, and there were the other governments on the earth to take care of this. And why should he come down all the way, living this heavenly abode? A beautiful place indeed, heavenly abode. It's not a hell. Comparatively, maybe earth is more than a hell for him. But he was forced rather to come. And while investigating it on the earth, one of the people whom he asked, he did put a straight question to him, speaking about the Andhra boy. Which part of Andhra, he asked. But M was surprised. What is there can be only one Andhra? How can there be two? But he did not answer him any, bluntly asked him to sit down and did not question him any further. So there was another man, a Maratha man, Marathi speaking individual, who blundered in his talk. And M put the question to a remark to Gupta. What is this, Gupta? I heard that Maratha man speak better English and this man is fumbling. But the man who was studying on the court asked him another question. Who told you this? But again this infuriated him, did not question him further. There were a lot of others who did not answer straight to him because Yam was such a person that a question should not be put to him. Always answer. Whatever he asks questions, he expects only answer and sincere answer at that. So that was the one. And of course, the reason for finding out was money. But Yam had a narrow vision in the sense if he had a wider perspective, you would be nailed. You will be nailed to the earth, and it will take a long number of years to go back to his abode. He did not have any intention to put on hold the drug cartels. They were not his intention. He did not have any hold to stop any drug addiction on there. He did not have. First of all, he made it very clear what intentions he did not have on the earth. So he never had any intention whatsoever of having a break in the habits of the people, having a break in. But the case which had come to him, just to investigate, a narrow minded investigation, it cannot be said, but an investigation to the point. So that was the one, and he did not meet any drug cartels, he did not meet anybody, but he did take a leaf which he heard from the. And as far as drug addiction is concerned, there are a variety of steps in that. Some of them were permitted by the governments, some of them are banned substances. The permitted substances do not have much of a drug addiction in them, but still they do have their ill effects. They do have their ill effects. And Lord M did test upon one. He brought a leaf and chewed on the leaves, green color leaves. He did not bring him any drowsiness whatsoever. And Gupta told him that it has to be further processed, and just a leaf, a smearing of a little bit of lime, a little bit of ash will make it a bit of drowsy. Yam said there will be a bit of drowsy. Something else is there. Yes, there is a certain chemical substance. Just smear it on that. A little bit of them will make the first time very drowsy until one gets used to that. So I am trying to use it. And how the hell did you know Chitra is? Because the earthlings who come over there, I do talk to them and they did say about all this. So I am just smeared some that chemical on that leaf and chewed it on, and that was the end of it. Am started shouting at the top of his voice, losing all his cool, and he shouted at Gupta, called him names, and Gupta had a hell of a time in controlling him. But when he failed to do so, he just left him to cool down, with the help of time. So as the time passed, bit by bit, slowly the drowsiness came down. Oh, he said, Gupta, I can remember what I talked, because I am not a model, you see. And models do not remember. And this is not a banned substance of the earth. And still it has got such a drowsiness. And what about the other substances? There are the chemical substances. There are the natural substances which chemical is induced in them, and there is further processing, and there are first line, second line adhesive addictions, and which induces not only drowsiness but takes the very mild ones are there, heavier doses are there. What will happen to the human mind, human body? Of course, in this part of earth, it did come to India. There are no cartels as such, drug cartels powerful enough, having weapons and having the strength to fight the security forces of the state. But still, they do have a surreptitious supply route, and security forces, if they were sincere enough, would stop all for at one go. But it normally does not happen here due to the many administrative lacunas, due to the many other disadvantages. Poor leadership, of course. Leaders are on a flying trip always, and how do this domestic erroneous things be rectified? Therefore, this continues and goes on. Of course, Yem is on a search, and I think maybe around 10 minutes. Okay, the first person M did meet was not the drug cartel one, because in this part of the world they are not armed to the teeth. There's no point in invading them, and the supply chain fact is very very people unarmed unarmed people. What is the skill they possess in supplying all these drugs? God only knows. So M did not meet neither of them, but he did meet one, PPG Munisubba Reddy. He was neither a drug peddler nor a drug addict. Maybe you had a little bit of peddling habits, little bit of addictive habits, but he was not possessed with that drug addiction in case. But why he met him was he was also from Andhra, and he was that Andhra boy's place on that occasion, and he wanted to question him. Okay, but when he comes down to earth, he has to naturally take the human form, otherwise he will be invisible. Whatever form Yam is, maybe the form of a soul. Soul cannot be seen. So that is the form Yam is in his abode, just above the sphere of the earth atmosphere, maybe his home. And we could not see his abode also, because that is also sort of a soul appearance. Anyway, without going into that matter, he did meet PPG Munisubba Reddy. Munisubba Reddy, a hardy person, did not answer him properly. Why did they? Why did you keep your name Muni? He did not answer, but on the other hand, Chitra answered. His father was an ardent devotee of the Lord Muni. Lord Muni is another avatar of Lord Shiv, and many of the Indian devotees pray to him, offering addictive substances. Cigarettes are normal, cigarettes, BDs, and a sort of thing. When Munisubba Reddy was born, his father kept a cigarette bit in his mouth in front of the Lord Muni, and Muni Subba Reddy smoked his first cigarette. One puff, that was all, and started coughing like hell. But his father, Subba Reddy's father, knew that no harm will come to him, because God is there, Muni is there, a form of Lord Shiv. Therefore, he kept his name Muni Subba Reddy. Subba means morning. Reddy is a name. A dangerous red stands for danger. When British were there, they were called Red Army, and probably, in all probability, they created a outfit, a Reddy outfit, and they pride themselves calling them Reddies. Or this is not a real version. There is another version which we did not go into, because of the Indian system of this religion and other dogmas. But this is just another version. Well, Muni Subba Reddy pride that he has taken that Reddy name from Britishers. He was priding himself. And of course, he did say that they had a large number. Those people took to swords at a slight occasion, and if these two are questioning him, they will follow him with the swords. These people are in the habit of watching Telugu films, Andhra Telugu films they make, and in that the hero slaughters thousands, hundreds of people, all alone. He takes the whole of the guns and goes about swinging his sword. And whatever films in Telugu, there are always fights, all sword fights only. So from that, this man is influenced with that. Anyway, M was not convinced. He did tell one Subba Reddy, listen, you are going to be punished for this. PPG laughed, but he could not laugh aloud, whatever is the reason. This loud laughing was just like smiling. But anyway, Muni Subba Reddy's turn is continued. Let us see the other people whose M is interviewing in the next